Hello and welcome to Reader's Retreat. I'm Paul. Now, if you missed my live, I did a book called during a live on my reading sprints. But I'm going to show the same books and talk and go more into detail of them in this video. So let me get comfy. Now I got the full series, all 10 books of Assassin's Creed. This is Renaissance, and yes, it's based on the game. So we're going to see how that goes. And by the way, it does say betrayed by the ruling families of Italy, a young man embarks upon an epic quest for vengeance to eradicate corruption and restore his family's honor. He will learn the art of the assassin. So that's the only one I'm going to read until they switch. And this here is Brotherhood. This one here is The Secret Crusade. And says Altair embarks on a formal mission, one that takes him throughout the Holy Land and shows him the true meaning of the Assassin Creed. To demonstrate his commitment, Altair must defeat 9 deadly enemies, including the Templar leader Robert de Sable. So starts another one. Uh, okay, this one here looks like it might be going with that book too. This is Revelations. And then we got Forsaken. 1735, London. Haytham Kenway has been taught to use a sword from the age he was able to hold one. When his family's house is attacked, his father murdered, and his sister taken by armed men, Haytham defends his home the only way he can. He kills. So that's Forsaken. This one here, Black Flag. It is the golden age of piracy, and the new world beckons Edward Kenway, the brash young son of wool merchant who dreams of gold, cannot resist the lure of the life of glory on the high seas. So that's right there, and that's Black Flag. And by the way, these are wrote by Oliver Bowden. I did forget to say who wrote them. Yes, here's Utility or Unity, and 1789, in magnificent city of Paris sees the dawn of the French Revolution. The cobblestone streets run red with blood as the people rise against the oppressive arrest. I can't pronounce that word, but revolutionary justice comes at a high price. So now this here's Underworld in 1862, and with London in the wake of the Industrial Revolution, the world's first underground railroad is under construction when the body is discovered at the dig. It sparks the beginning of the latest deadly chapter in the centuries old battle between the assassins and Templars. So here's Hersey. Simon Hathaway, a member of the Templar inner section, brings a cool head and detached manner to his new role as head of that Basterico Industries Historical Research Division. So that's what that one goes for. And then the last book is Odyssey. For 20 years, Cassandra, descendant of the mighty King Leonidas, had tried to forget his disgrace, cast out from Sparta by her own father Nicholas for defying the will of the gods to save her infant brother. So that's all 10 of that series. Now there is some books that goes with it as far as a novel that is not part of the series. It's a novel away from the series, and then there's a tie-in. So we have to pay attention. Okay, another book I got is Stephen King, Firestarter, and I believe everybody knows what this is about. So, but we'll still go through it. Annie McKee and Vicki Tomlinson were once college students looking to make some extra cash, volunteering as test subjects for an experimental orchestrated by the clandestine government organization known as the Shop. But the outcome unlocked exceptional psychic talents for the two of them. Manifesting is even more terrifying ways when they fell in love and had a child. Their daughter Charlie has been gifted with the most extraordinary and uncontrollable power ever seen. Pyrokinesis, the ability to create fire with their mind. Now the merciless agents of the Shop are in hot pursuit to apprehend this unexpected genetic anomaly for their own diabolical ends by the means necessary, including violent actions that may well ignite the entire world around them as Charlie retaliates with the fury of her own. Now that sounds pretty good. Never, I have never read this, and I have never watched the movie, but I do know there's a movie of it. And I did. Then I also picked up Stephen King, Holly, and the only thing on the back of this says I could never let Holly Gibney go. She was supposed to be a walk-on character in Mr. Mercedes, and she just stole the book and stole my heart. Holly is all her. Marks the triumphant return of beloved King character Holly Gibney. Okay. When Penny Dow calls the Finders Keepers detective agency hoping for the help locating her missing daughter, Holly is reluctant to accept the case. Her partner, Pete, has COVID. Her very complicated mother has just died, and Holly is meant to be on leave. But something in Penny Dow's desperate voice makes it impossible for Holly to turn her down. Now, I have heard people like this. I have heard people don't like it, and I'm going to just see where I stand. And the next one I got is a chunker, but it's not Stephen King. It's Joe Hill, Nosferatu 2. And it says Victoria McQueen has a knack for finding things. Riding her bicycle through an old covered bridge, she always emerges where she needs to be. But Vic doesn't tell anyone about her unusual ability. No one would believe her. Charles Talent Max Mannix has a gift of his own. He takes children for rides in his 1938 Rolls Royce Wrath, and they slip away to an astonishing playground he calls Christmas Land. But the journey through Charlie's twisted imagination transforms his precious passengers, leaving them as terrified and unstoppable as their benefactor. And then comes the day when Vic goes looking for trouble and finds Charlie. That was a lifetime ago. Now, the only kid ever to escape Mannix unimagined evil is all grown up and desperate to forget. But Charlie Mannix is on the road again, and he won't slow down until he's taken his revenge. As a life and death battle builds, her magic pitted against his Vic McQueen prepares to destroy Mannix once and for all, disturbing, mesmerizing, and full of twisted thrills. So I can't wait. This would be a good one to Betty read, and I love the large print in this. I mean, I do. This has some large print. It doesn't say it's large. Yep, it does. Right here it says larger print. Awesome. Then we got three more books, and they all from Bitty Little. And this one's The Haunted. I like that cover. Julian and Claire Perry and their two children, Megan and James, have made the move to a bigger, nicer home in their city's historic district, but something isn't right. The neighbors seem reluctant to visit. Claire can't shake the feeling that someone is watching her. Megan receives increasingly menacing and obscene texts, and James is having dreadful dreams. No wonder, considering that he's seen the in the corner of the basement, staring at him and shuffling closer over so slowly. Someone should have warned the Perry family. Now it's too late because the darkness at the bottom of the stairs is rising. And I am a fan of Billy Little. I just, I think I hit a pretty good jackpot when I found his stuff. This here's The Disappearance. Gary, his girlfriend Joan, and their friends intend to make the most of their 3 day vacation from UCLA by partying at Burning Man, but soon after they arrive at the festival in the remote desert, Joan disappears. Calls to her parents' home yield only dead air. Her high school records are gone, and there's no evidence that Joan or even her roommate ever existed. Most disturbing of all is that they do find among Joan's belongings is a prayer written on a small scroll. It's a safeguard and a warning from something called the Outsiders. For Gary and his friends, it's the only clue. Now, if they want to find out exactly what happened to Joan, they must follow it, but they may not like what they uncover. And that is The Disappearance. And the last book is The Vanishing. I like that title. And in Beverly Hills, a wealthy CEO goes on a bloody rampage and videotapes the slaughter. He leaves behind a chilling, cryptic message. This is where it begins. Miles away, an alarmed mother receives an unsettling letter from her estranged husband, stained with bloody fingerprints. And all across California, children are becoming affected by a monstrous change, and their parents by a mounting fear. Social worker Carrie Daniels and reporter Brian Howells are determined to find the link between these baffling crimes, but they shouldn't look too deep into the lives of the victims. It's quite dark. It's quite dark there, and God help them. They won't like what they find. And that's The Vanishing. Okay, well, that is all 19, let's see, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 books. Almost gave myself three extra books. But I mean, these are sounds good. So you guys take care, and I'll be talking to you all later.